him rolling this car. Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex Whittick and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today, guys, I'm super excited because we are going to pick up some parts for the Audi TT. As you guys know, I picked this car up and I've had some issues with it. We've been shredding belts, we just snapped the tensioner, and we've been loving driving the car. We got the new hood stack on there, and the hood exit, as I should call it. The hood stack is on the TDI, and hood exits are more of a gasoline type thing. They're flush with the hood, and that's the look that we're going for. Now, on this car, I went ahead and I've been trying to drive it with these belts. It's been shredding them, and I thought that the tensioner was bent, so I tried bending it back. I snapped it. You hate to hear it, and it turns out that there was only one of the three triangular shaped bolt ups, and only the bottom bolt, that right there, that one was bolted up, and these two top ones, they weren't. So the tensioner was on an angle. I tried bending it, didn't work out. We snapped the tensioner. It sucks, but you know, it's just the way it goes. So a local kid to me actually has been hitting me up for a while off Snapchat saying, hey, I need help with this. Real nice kid, and he hit me up the other day saying, hey, if you want to buy any parts, I've got a lot of parts. And I was questionable. I was like, how come you have all these parts? Turns out he rolled his car, only had liability on it, so he's basically has all these parts that we are now available to us because we have a 1.8 as well. So he's got a tensioner, he's got a belt, and he's got a bunch of parts that we can use. So I'm gonna go ahead, go over to his house or wherever this car is really located. I'm not too sure on all the details, and we're gonna go ahead, check this car out, and check the damage on it. It's been rolled, it's pretty mangled, so stay with me and enjoy. Also, guys, we're gonna be doing a 20,000 subscriber giveaway, so make sure you're subscribed, hit your post notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Also, follow my Instagram at tilted_TDI, and when you're done with all those steps, comment done down below. Enjoy the video. I'm really excited, and let's go pick up some parts for this TT, and yeah. Before we head out, I want to show you guys the tools that we are bringing with us. I brought all the tools basically to take apart my whole entire car, minus all the triple squares that I have. I don't think we're going to be needing those, and maybe I'll go ahead inside the garage and actually grab a few now that I'm mentioning it in the camera. We have my main tool bag here. We have wire strippers, we have wires. You never know what you're going to need. We have torches in case any bolts are seized. We've got my Milwaukee Impact. We've got all my drivers. We've got, you know, this to take off the wheels. We've got a hammer. We've got a bunch of Torx bits, screwdriver heads, everything we need. And we've got our Harbor Freight jack. I'm gonna go inside, grab those Torx bits, and then we're gonna head on out to this car. These are the railroad tracks I always bottom out on. And in the daily, it's no big deal. So sometimes it is extremely nice to have it daily, but just left my house. It's actually only 7 miles away from my house where this kid lives, or wherever this car is located. I know nothing about this. Hopefully everything works out. I got all my tools and we can just rip everything out of this car, but we'll be there shortly, and let's get there. Guys, I just pulled up to this house. Sean's here, gave me the whole rundown about him rolling this car, and he's here, he's safe, he's well, that's all that really matters, but he's being so gracious. He's letting me rip off the pulley, this tensioner. His tensioner only has 2 bolts in there, mine had 1, but that's no big deal. We have a 3rd bolt at home, so we'll make it all work. And then we're also gonna take these top hats because he's very graciously given us these top hats because, as you guys know, mine are blown out and they're actually smashing the hood, so that's no good. But I'll give you guys a quick little walk around of this car. He hit like a pole there. I don't even know. He gave me the whole rundown and the whole story. Really crazy, like, but you know, the man is alive, and as you guys can see, he is walking and he is fine. But yeah, I mean, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. There's no back glass in this thing. Is this hatch good? Do you think it's good
yeah,
after rolling?
Is fine. It's just the window. That
if anyone's interested in that hatch, I'm gonna throw his Instagram right here, right now. So if you guys want to give him a follow, he's him and all his friends are also into like the Mark IVs and stuff like that. And this control arm is just completely destroyed here. It's crazy, but yeah, this car really got some damage to it. Maybe this is the thumbnail side. But yeah, that's crazy. The whole inside of this car completely full of mud, and I mean, the fact that this man's just walking, this only happened a couple days ago, right? Yeah. He hit me up about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, just asking some normal questions about cars because I had him on Snapchat, and the next thing you know, he's hitting me up, asking me if I want to buy all of his parts, and I'm like, why would I want to buy all your parts? Put them on your car. And he's like, yeah, this happened. So thankfully he's alive, and I'm honestly starstruck, but he's letting me take a lot of parts off this car. We're getting those top hats and the tensioner, so thank you to Sean. Sean, you're awesome. And yeah, if you guys want some Volkswagen Mark IV content, maybe even Honda content, he's not sure what kind of car he's getting next, but as you can see, his friend's got a GLI right here, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's go ahead, let's rip this stuff apart, and so we can bring it home and throw it in the TT. So guys, after a few short minutes, we got that right out. It was a bit tight, but since this whole car is completely taken apart, we got it out. We got this tensioner right here. Hopefully the belt fits. I've looked up online, and it seems to be that the tensioner is the same, but I didn't look up the belt, so it's a possibility that it's not. But he's also going to be hooking us up with this BFI nice engine mount right here. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, let me know down in the comments before I go ahead and rip mine out. But yeah, I'm gonna be taking this for the time being. Hopefully it all fits into the car. It's this is the AWP motor, and I'm pretty sure all these chassis are basically the same, so hopefully that works. And then we are also going to be taking these top hats. He's got some kind of coilovers on here where he's like Fortunato or something like that. WRD coilovers, and we're just going to be taking the top hats off of those because he wants to see this thing running, and he's helping us out. So thank you, and let's go ahead and rip more of this stuff out. All right guys, we knew it was going to rain, but it's actually starting to pour, so we're going to go ahead and try to take this engine mount out. If we can't, if it starts raining too hard, we'll just send it back to the house with the tensioner and the pulley, and this thing's right down the road from us, and so it's no issue. But I'm not going to have the time-lapse camera out here because it is starting to gradually rain faster and we don't want any issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and put both my cameras away in the car where they're safe, and we're gonna take this engine mount out, and most of you guys know how that goes, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip that out. Guys, we got the Mark IV all wrapped up. I'm about to head out of here. We got our tensioner, we got our belt, we got everything we need. It's in the trunk. I'll show you guys when we get back to the house, but we got my man Sean over here. Sean, let's show him how we do it. Get him at the elbow. Guys, remember, practice social distancing. Hit him with the ankle or hit him with the elbow. Never reach the hands, and keep your 6 foot distance. Look at us. We're having a nice conversation over here. Even when we got up nice and close, we had our bodies turned to the side. He was breathing that way. I was breathing this way. You got to stay original with it. So I'm about to head out of here. Sean's gonna hook me up with more parts later on in the week. We're gonna get the engine mount. We're gonna get some red top coil packs, so we'll be 2-step and even better, and the car will be much more healthy. And make sure you guys hit the link in the description because we do have that ECS 5% discount for you guys, so don't miss out on that. But let's head back home. Let's get all this thrown back in the car, and let's see if the TT rips. I really want to get it off of my road today. Hopefully those top hats work and everything's good. I didn't get the full top hat from it because one of the bolts wouldn't come loose, but I'm gonna go home now, and I'll show you guys what we got going on. Guys, huge shout out to Sean's girlfriend. He's gonna like this when he sees this in the video. She drove him here, and she waited for us to finish our BS conversation. We were having a good time for like 2 hours, and she drove him here because, you know, he totaled his car. So definitely, guys, wish Sean good luck. Peace out to Sean, great kid. He's actually a friend of a friend, so it was good seeing him again. And yeah, I really am thankful for his help. Sean, I know you're watching the video, so thank you so much, and I will be back for some more parts. I gotta throw my seatbelt on. We're on a private road right now, so you don't essentially have to have your seatbelt on, but I'm gonna put it on. So make sure you guys wear your seatbelts. We're gonna head back home now. These roads are really nice. It's a really nice area we're in, and I'm close to home, so it's awesome. And once again, thank you to Sean. I'm done rambling. Let's throw these parts back on this car. Do want to point out the fact it's super sad that my local Starbucks isn't open, but I got word from one of the local girls who works there. I probably could have just looked it up on the website, but it's gonna be opening in a week, and the drive-thru's gonna be open, so I'm really excited about that. And hopefully these top hats work, because these top hats don't work. I did leave the bottom part at the house that this car was at, because the bushing has like a bolt that holds it tight, and that bolt, I could not get it off the impact point and take it off. You're supposed to take an Allen key in there and get it off the wrench, but I wasn't gonna go ahead and take all that suspension off in the rain. The rain subsided now, but I'll just go back there in a couple days, and the car should be there for about a week, so we'll go ahead, we'll rip it off then. Gotta pull back home, and let's get ripping on this thing. And just like that, we are back home. The Tilted TDI is covered in rain. Hood stack not covered. You hate to see it. Mark 6 is good. We actually just backed it up into the garage, but I'm gonna have to move that car later on today, but I'm not gonna move it now because I need to put the Mark 6 here. But we don't have any water spewing all over this car because it'll get dirty. Imagine if I actually cared if it got dirty. So I'm super excited to see if all this works out, and if it does, guys, then we'll be able to drive the TT like normal car, and then once the registration opens up, the DMV opens up, we'll be able to register this car, and I think that opens up on the 1st. So let me know in your states if you guys are able to register your cars, if the DMVs are even open already. I know some states are talking about even opening schools back up, which kind of doesn't make sense to me, but you know, to each their own. I've got the TDI moved out of the way, so now we're gonna be able to park the TDI. I know, TDI, the TDI, but we're gonna be able to park the Mark 6 over here into the corner like we always do. The Mark 5 is a lot longer than the TT, so it's not as easy for everything to fit, but I don't even want to park this car outside. I'll park the TT outside. It's a nice car and all, but I'd much rather the TT sat outside than the TDI, because she's my baby, and car's worth a lot more to me emotionally. So let's go ahead, let's rip this old broken tensioner off, jack the car up, and we'll put that new belt on there. Hopefully that belt fits, but I've got a 3 ribs left of a 6 ribs, so either way, if the new belt doesn't work, I have an old belt, but the tensioner is the same. So it's funny because Sean's tensioner only had 2 bolts on it, but my tensioner only had 1 bolt on it, so that makes 3, and you need 3 bolts to make this completely stable. So I'll take the bolt out of mine, we'll have 3, it'll bolt up beautifully. And the thing I find weird about this belt, which is probably the right belt because the one I got off Amazon had the 6 ribs on both sides, which probably wasn't the best, because this track wheel, this pulley wheel that it follows along, is a flat side. So maybe that old pulley was the right size, but it also wasn't the right one because it was maybe riding wrong. But our old pulley tensioner wasn't even on there straight. Everything looks good. It's the same bolt pattern, and I've looked it up and they said that it's the same one. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw that in the car, and we're also gonna rip off these top hats. And when I figured out that there's supposed to be a bolt that holds down right there, and then this tightens on in there, but I don't know the situation. So Sean gave us new top hat pieces, and if this doesn't work out, he's gonna let me take the coilovers home, dismantle them, and put everything on here top hat wise, because he's a great kid. And he actually doesn't have an Instagram so I could shout it out, so that stinks. But yeah, I'm really thankful for him. And let's rip this car apart and let's throw everything back on here. Let's get 500 likes on this video. Somebody who likes the video is gonna get their Instagram put on this belt, which is gonna be really cool. And I think it'd be sick to see someone's like Instagram going around, and then if it parks, if the car stops and turn the motor off, it could potentially stop right there, and we'll be able to see it from the top. And I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool in the video, and every single time that it stops and I see it, I'll definitely point out in the video. So let's get this video to 500 likes. Let's get someone's Instagram name written on some on this with some white marker, and that'd be sick. So like the video. But usually in here, I was trying to remove it at Sean's house, but I couldn't. There's supposed to be a bolt in there that sandwiches this whole system down, and since that's not in there, it allows the top hat to actually move around freely, and nothing works right. So that stinks. But I'm actually gonna go ahead and tighten this up on there so everything moves around a lot less. And hopefully new top hats come with the new nut, because we do not even have the nut. Who didn't put that back in there? I don't know, but that stinks. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna throw this new one on there. New one, quote unquote, and then we're gonna get started on the serpentine belt. I'm gonna go ahead and take that 1 bolt out of there. It's really tight. It's not as easy as when we were at Sean's house, so I'm just gonna time lapse this once again. I'm gonna get that 1 bolt out of there, put our new bracket up in there, and I think once I get the bracket up in there, then I'm gonna go ahead, take the wheel off, and throw the belt up in there. But this is all going together really well, and this thing's gonna be rolling in no time. This kid is playing his saxophone out there on the porch, and he's killing it. His parents are actually calling him inside, but I'm like in the live concert. But let's go ahead and rip this out. We got the time-lapse camera all set up. We're gonna take this 1 bolt out, and it's gonna go well. So I finally got it out. It was really tight. I'm not excited to put the other 2 back in there with this one, but we're gonna clean up the threads now that they don't have thread lock on there. But as you guys can see, this whole bracketry really did break. I snapped it right off, and you hate to hear it. Hopefully there is no difference between these 2. It doesn't look like there is. Fingers crossed. We still got that live concert in the background, but there's a coolant hose that goes right under here that has a bracket that mounts up to this pulley system. And make sure that you unbolt this, because that coolant line will be fighting you the whole time. It'll be fighting against the threads, and it'll make it much harder for you to work. So take this off, put it on there prior to, throw it back into the car, and you'll have no issues, and then bolt it up. This is just for the guys who might do this in the future, and it's just a little trick tip. I'm about to snug those all down. I actually had the pulley backwards, but I flipped it. You guys saw that in the time lapse. But everything looks good in there. Everything's looking straight, and the pulley is just bolted right up. So I'm gonna go ahead, snug those bolts up, tighten them up, and then we're gonna get the pulley in there. Everything is looking good, so I'm happy that this pulley worked, and I'm hyped. After I bolted all those up and got them all tight, I went to go bolt this 6mm back up. And let me tell you guys, definitely take that bracket off, because that thing had so much tension under it. It would have been so hard. So it's not the hard way, but it's no fun. I found out the root to all our evil. The reason that this belt only had, or the tensioner only had 1 bolt on it before, because someone else had issues, and I just piggybacked off their way because I thought that was the right way. The bracketry that holds this coolant line actually goes on the outside, not the inside, and it actually kicks the belt in, the tensioner in, and then the tensioner hits the block. So what I'm gonna have to do is take off those bolts that gave me you know, a little bit of an issue. They had a lot of stuff in there, and I'm gonna have to flip that bracket out onto the outside, bolt it all back up, and then it's actually gonna work, and it's gonna be straight. So the reason we were shredding belts and the reason it was bent before was because someone messed up and they were negligent to actually put this thing together properly. They didn't know, like, just like me probably, but at least I used my my eyes and my context clues, and I'm throwing 3 bolts in there, not just one. So there's a lot of frustrating things when you buy a car, a project car, but I'm not pointing fingers. It wasn't my car before. So let's go ahead, let's flip this bracketry on here, and then let's get everything working, and everything will line up. Now I got the bracket flipped around. The hole matches up beautifully with that. So yep, whoever put that in before was definitely incorrect. I'm gonna go feed both these bolts in from the back side, and everything looks good now. It's a shame that I put that bracket on incorrectly, because that's the way it was before. I was just following the way it was, but no wonder. That obviously, if the bottom's down like this and the top's kicked out a little bit, it's gonna put it out of line. So our last tensioner was broken because I thought it was bent, but it really wasn't bent. It was just someone put in the bracket wrong. So I put the bracket in right. I'm gonna put these 2 bolts in. We're gonna tighten it up, put the belt in, and we'll see how it goes. So a lot of you guys saw before where I was stopping right here and it was hitting the block in the previous videos. Now it comes all the way down. It's able to hit the pin lockout. It's completely straight. So if you guys are doing your tensioner, make sure that when you put it back together, you put that bracketry for this coolant hose on the outside. That was the root to all our evil. That's why I snapped the old tensioner that was good. And the reason that the pulley on the tensioner itself was bad was because someone put it in wrong and the belt was rubbing on it weird. This new belt is actually shorter than the belt that I had in here, the stock one previously, than the new one, the new belt that I put in here, and the belt previously. So I'm hoping that it works, but the tensioner will make up for most of the distance, and it's a 1/8, so who knows? Maybe the old pulley was wrong, so someone else upsized it. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw all this together, and we'll see if it all works. We'll start the car up and hopefully she runs. The belt needed to be a double-sided, and the other one was too short. I don't know, maybe it's a different type of setup in the GTIs versus the TT. They are different years and stuff, so there's always that little play and variance. But we put this on here. I'm gonna take this back. That's gonna fall out. I already ordered the new belt, so the new belt is on its way, and that's the beauty of online shopping. You just go on, you see what you want, you press boom, and yeah. So guys, I got that 5% discount code for ECS. Let me show you, hit the link in my description, but we're gonna continue on this and get everything tightened back up, the wheel bolted up, drop thing on the floor. I didn't fully tighten the bolt up yet, but I actually went ahead, found a bolt in one of my spare bolt trays, and I tightened this up. This was just flopping in there. I was missing both the bolts from in here. So now the dipstick area is no longer loose. The dipstick was actually sitting down here. That's all tightened up, and everything is looking good. Then we gotta hook up the intercooler piping, and this car will be ready to rip, but we're gonna have to go ahead and order some top hats. So I think I'm gonna order the top hats, and yeah, everything's looking good. The new old used belt is back on, but our new tensioner is on there. I'm gonna leave the wheel off in case there are any issues, so I won't have to take that back off. I'm gonna start the car. I just closed the garage doors, and the reason being is because my neighbors down the road, I got some new neighbors, and they're actually outside having a little family bonfire right now. If I was in the Tilted TDI, I would definitely drive it because I can make that car quiet, but with this car having the exhaust leak that it does, it just makes this raspy noise that's just ear piercing, and this car does sound great. To me, I would drive it all the time, and I am gonna drive it all the time. We do need to get that exhaust gasket, but I figured in the time of me respecting my neighbors, I know, not the type of guy that you guys would come think that I am, but I'm gonna respect them. So we're gonna hook this battery back up, start this car, make sure that the pulley isn't dancing all around. That is something that is definitely a possibility, but we're gonna start this car. Definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's video as well, because we are gonna be driving this car. It's not that bad. Oh, look, we got some smoke coming off of there. If you guys know exhaust leaks, you know exhaust leaks, they just don't sound right. So once we get that all set away, the exhaust will actually have a deeper tone to it. It won't sound so, it sounds good, but it just has that exhaust leak sound to it right now, which I don't like. And I don't want to go driving around my neighborhood at 10 o'clock at night and doing that. So we're gonna actually take this car out tomorrow. We're gonna have some fun in it. I'm gonna get it off my road, and we're really gonna get to experience what it's like to drive an Audi TT. which is awesome because I've been driving up and down my road and I'm kind of sick of it. But the DMVs are opening, guys. Everything's good. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap that up. I'm gonna put my car back to where it goes, put the wheel back on this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making it. Thank you to Sean for these parts. We're gonna be getting the solid mounts, and he's gonna give us some red top coil packs. So this car is definitely gonna be going in the right direction, guys. I hope this video made you smile. I hope it at least brightened your day a little bit. It brightened my day getting this car back up and running. I've got some battle wounds here, but that's just the way it goes, guys. So leave a comment down below if you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave me some video suggestions for sure. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope the video made you smile. So make sure that you guys are just killing it. You're enjoying your cars, you're staying safe, you're tapping feet and not shaking hands. Hello. And don't let anyone put you down. Keep wrenching on your car. As always, let me know down in the comments what you guys are working on. Don't forget about the 20,000 subscriber giveaway, so make sure you're subscribed. Hit your post notification bell so you know when my videos are posted and live. And follow my Instagram at tilted_TDI, guys. And as always, I appreciate you. I love interacting with you guys. And share the video to a friend if you think that they might enjoy. I got lots of content coming on this car. I've got lots of content coming on the Tilted TDI. Spring is here, summer is coming soon. I got out of the house today, so I'm definitely feeling a lot more enthusiastic towards doing stuff. And yeah, it was just great getting out of the house. Sean and I kept our distance, but it was really cool meeting somebody that was a fan of the channel. And that was just so cool and like willing to have a conversation. And it was just something I haven't done in months. I haven't seen anyone that I don't know in months. It felt great. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna peace out for the night. I'm gonna get this car back all up and running, and I'm gonna get all that stuff situated outside. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for this car to be driving on the road, and stay excited for more content, guys. So I'm peacing out, and I hope you guys enjoyed.